Hello, buddy, and welcome back to Red Devils TV. So, now, if you have watched Monday Night Football last night with Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher, then you'll realise that they talked a certain topic about Manchester United and Manchester City. Now, despite them two clubs being local rivals and Man City being far above Manchester United in progress at the moment, there's a certain topic that Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher talked about. Now, if you didn't see Monday Night Football last night, I'll tell you what it was. And it is a combined 11 of Manchester United 1999 treble winning season and the current Manchester City side under Pep Guardiola. Now, Jamie Carragher, I'm just going to get the picture up now, but Jamie Carragher turned round and missed out a few Manchester United legends that just can't sit by with me, to be honest. And I'm going to do a comparison right now of both sides. So let me just find it quickly. So with Jamie Carragher, I just don't understand. Like, for me, this is why punditry is disrespected, and this is why punditry is being seen as a dying profession almost. And this is why, for me, ex-players don't make good pundits, and it might be a shame for people to see that. But for me, it's the truth. And it seems that punditry now is kind of throw all the tactical analysis out the window, throw out everything that you learned as a pro player, throw out everything out the window. It's just for clicks. And that's the way Sky Sports is now, because you see the rise of YouTube, TikTok, all these like amazing social media platforms. And Sky Sports are falling behind. They're like Netflix. Like, realistically, Netflix, they pay celebrities and directors hundreds of millions of pounds to make these shows, TV shows, movies, like series, all that crap. But YouTube, like a platform like this, I don't get paid anything. I get paid once I start earning revenue, which isn't at the moment. But this is also my passion, and I'm not in it for the money. I'm here to making content because this is my passion. So whoever actually joins this journey with me, I'm more than appreciated to anyone who subscribes, whether I've got 1 subscriber or 660 subscribers, which I currently have. So for me, with this, it seems that Sky Sports are falling behind, and it's like Netflix, like with YouTube. They're just out there. They're miles above and more popular, because that's what social media is now. Social media is very powerful of the platform it is, especially with likes of like YouTube and TikTok. They seem to be the most amazing and most popular sort of forms of social media. So anyway, I'm just trying to find this Jamie Carragher 1999 and Man City one. Let me quickly find it. 1 second. Sorry about the delay. I should be more prepared. But get in the comments down below right now. What are your thoughts on this? Because Jamie Carragher, here's a question for the comments, right? Do any Manchester City players actually get into the 1999 treble winning side? Because yes, you could say, oh, it's different times. They might not have adapted to the Premier League or the actual league all them years ago. You might be thinking that. But for me, I feel like maybe there are some players that could get in this team. But when you compare it, and these players are absolutely amazing, you seem to forget that how good the 99 team was under Sir Alex Ferguson. And for me, I feel like it's one of the most disrespected teams of all time of the Premier League. We might be up there as the top 2, top 3. We're definitely in the top 10 or top 5. But we should be the number 1. I don't care about the Arsenal Invincibles. I don't care about the Centurions for Manchester City. I don't care about Chelsea's Jose Mourinho side the first time. Arsene Wenger's side with Thierry Henry and Bergkamp and Perez and all these legends. Manchester United treble winning side should be the pinnacle of Premier League history teams, because they've done what no other Premier League team has done. Now, yes, Manchester City are on their way to a treble this season. But at the end of the day, aren't they every single season? They are every single season. I mean, people forget Liverpool was supposed to be winning a quadruple last season. What happened? They lost the league to City. They lost the Champions League to Real Madrid. And I think they won the 2 domestic cups, but you know, you'd rather win the Premier League or Champions League over domestic cups. I can say that as a Manchester United fan. We're in the FA Cup final, which is in a few weeks. and we've already won the Carabao Cup. But I would honestly say I'd much rather be in a title race going for that Premier League and the Champions League, and hopefully Manchester United get there eventually. But anyway, let's just see who's in the comments. Red Devil Studio, hi pal, how are you doing? Thank you for the comment. And Simon Davis, I agree, but no City players would get in, and I'm a blue. Now, I'm not going to disagree, and I'm not going to agree with you, because I actually need to see what the team was that Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher chose. Now, I'm literally just trying to find it now, so give me 1 second. Sky Sports, Jamie Carragher. Let's have a look. Where is it? I think it's this one. So where is it? Right, that's the clip of Jamie Carragher. And let's have a look at this one. Where is it? I'm looking. Here it is. So this was Jamie Carragher's side. You might not be able to see it because of the camera. But this was Jamie Carragher's side for the combined 11 for this current Manchester City side and the 99 winning side for Manchester United. So the goalkeeper, Peter Schmeichel. So I think we can all agree on that. Right back, Kyle Walker. You're telling me that Kyle Walker is better than Gary Neville? Bollocks is what I have to say to that. Kyle Walker, this season, what no one talks about, got dropped for youth prospect Rico Lewis for Man City this season. No one's talking about that. So, realistically, what's it called? Carragher, you're telling me that Kyle Walker or Rico Lewis are better than prime Gary Neville? This is why it frustrates me with Jamie Carragher. I've only mentioned 2 players. The goalkeeper, I'll admit, he got that one right. And I am going to admit that certain players are better than others. But Kyle Walker, he's not even in the consideration for the best right back that England have ever had. Never mind, Kyle Walker hardly plays for Man City at the moment. So, isn't it normally Akanji at the moment who plays right back for them? So, I really don't understand why Kyle Walker's here. Maybe if you said this 2 or 3 seasons ago, maybe. Like, he'd be in a sentence with prime Gary Neville, but he still wouldn't get above Gary Neville. So, for me, Kyle Walker, brilliant right back, but he's past it now, in my opinion. And I don't think Kyle Walker is actually on the same level. Like, he's not on the same level to lace Gary Neville's boots. Never mind actually replace him in the combined 11. It's ridiculous. Left back, I'll admit, you got this one right as well. Dennis Irwin. So, I mean, Man City don't really have a left back at the moment. Who do they have? Don't they play Ake at left back at the moment? So, Dennis Irwin, probably one of the greatest players, definitely in my top 10 of legends at Manchester United of all time. So, Dennis Irwin, for me, 100% actually gets in there. So, let's have a look. Simon Davis said, plus they were consistent for 20 years, United, that is. Exactly. Manchester United were a consistent side. It wasn't just like they had an amazing one-season wonder where they just randomly won the treble. We were dominant for years, and this team was special. And what else no one mentions is that what's special about the 99 winning side is that it had 4 prospect youth players. For me, Guardiola is probably one of the best modern-day managers in the world, if not the best. I feel like he's up there. I think the best current managers in world football right now is Pep Guardiola and Ancelotti. I would like to slide Erik ten Hag in there, but I don't think he's there yet. He's not proved enough yet. Yes, in his first season, he's done absolutely incredible. But right now, I feel like he can't be in that conversation. I don't think Jurgen Klopp gets in that conversation. I don't think Thomas Tuchel gets in that conversation. Pochettino, Zidane, anyone like that. I think the best 2 managers currently in world football is Ancelotti of Real Madrid and Pep Guardiola for Man City, which is funny enough, they play tomorrow in the Champions League, which is going to be an amazing match. So anyway, we'll carry on with Jamie Carragher's combined 11. Centre-backs, Yapstan and Diaz. Now, Ruben Diaz, for me, is a very good centre-half. And especially for his age, I think he's only 24, 25. So for the actual age of Ruben Diaz, he's very, very good. But I just have this like biased, and I understand this, but when you actually look, do you honestly think? I mean, where is it now? Where's this 99 winning side? Where is it? I'm trying to get the full squad up for Manchester United winning side. Let me find it. 1 second, guys. Sorry about this. Starting lineup 99 Champions League starting 11. Let's have a look. Squad for 98 to 99 winning side. So you had Yapstan and Phil Neville. Okay, I'll admit on that one. I would honestly say, even though Phil Neville was a very underrated centre half, I think Neville's are a perfect example that you can not be crap, but not technically gifted with football. But as long as you have that correct mentality and that hard work mentality, then you can become a good footballer. So the Nevilles, for me, are the perfect description of you can not be as technically gifted as other players, but if you work hard, you can become better than certain players. But I'll agree on that one. I would honestly say Phil Neville was really good, but he was only 21 when it was the treble winning side, so he was a younger player. But I would say Ruben Diaz does edge Phil Neville for being a proper centre half. So I will agree on Jamie Carragher with that one, in my opinion. Second of all, this was the midfield that Jamie Carragher chose. And it was David Beckham on the right, Roy Keane on the left, Gundogan as the left centre mid, and Jack Grealish of the left wing. You're telling me that Paul Scholes is worse than Gundogan and Ryan Giggs is worse than Jack Grealish? This is prime example of recency biased. I'm sorry, but good, despite him being brilliant, he's no Paul Scholes. Gundogan will not go down in the Premier League Hall of Fame. Gundogan won't go down as one of the greatest midfielders the Premier League has ever seen. Zinedine Zidane, probably the best midfielder in the world at the time, turned around and said, I think he was in an interview, and someone turned around and said, "How does it feel to be the best player in the world?" And he said, "Why are you speaking to me? Shouldn't you go speak to Paul Scholes or something like that?" Greatness knows greatness. Now, for me, I'm always going to be a United fan. I'm always going to be biased. I'm going to say Paul Scholes was always better than Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard. And if you had to ask me who would be my second option, I would go for Lampard. And that's not because Steven Gerrard is a Scouser. I personally think that Frank Lampard was just better than Steven Gerrard, but that's just my opinion. But anyway, and Ryan Giggs, you're telling me Jack Grealish, who was being called the flop of the season last season for Man City, gets in over prime Ryan Giggs? It makes no sense. The fact that Jack Grealish gets ahead of Ryan Giggs in this team, it makes no sense to me whatsoever. And then the front two, I don't know if you want to agree on this or not, but Dwight York and Andy Cole. So they were Manchester United's strikers, as well as who else was it? It was Nicky Butt. So you're telling me, I mean, Nicky Butt was more a midfielder, wasn't he, really? But you're telling me, right? I'm going to ask the comments right now. Does Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland get into that team over Nicky Butt? I'm trying to do this like a makeup tutorial. I'm trying to make it focus. But let's have a look. Will it focus? I don't think it will. Anyway, the thing is, De Bruyne and Erling Haaland, are they better than Dwight York and Andy Cole? For me, I don't know what to say about that, to be honest. I really don't know what to say about that, because I do think that Kevin De Bruyne will go down in the Premier League Hall of Fame as probably one of the greatest midfielders that we've ever seen. But the different players. I would understand, right, if Jamie Carragher put in Kevin De Bruyne over Paul Scholes. I would understand that. I think Paul Scholes is better, but I would understand why I went for that option. Not Gundogan though. But Erling Haaland. Let's talk about Erling Haaland. Probably one of the best, if not best, striker in world football right now. Absolutely tearing up the Premier League. A lot of people doubted him, saying he couldn't do it in the Premier League. I was not one of them fans. Despite me being a Manchester United fan, I was gutted when Man City signed Erling Haaland because I knew his potential. I knew how good he is. And for me, I personally feel like that with Erling Haaland, he is one of them players that probably will go down as the GOAT. I do think that Erling Haaland will have a career like Lionel Messi and Ronaldo. So for me, I personally feel like that with Erling Haaland, despite it only being his first season at Man City, he's already broken the Premier League record. So maybe there is a consideration for Erling Haaland because I do feel like that Dwight York, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Teddy Sheringham, and Andy Cole, I do feel like Erling Haaland is probably better than all of them. And that is crazy in me saying it because the fact is that these guys were in their times. Erling Haaland has just teared up the Prem, which is ridiculous. But anyway, let me have a look at a few of the comments. So Red Devil Studio, they need to win it first. I completely agree, pal. Like this happened last season with Liverpool possible quadruple team better than the Manchester United 99 side, but we didn't win the quadruple in the end, or even the treble. Simon Davis. Oh, you mean modern day City players and United's from back in the day? Sorry, joined the conversation late, Dan. No worries. And let's have a look. Plus, he looks like Dot Cotton, East Fenders. I don't know what that means. And Lee Stevenson, nice to see you, pal. Not seen you for a while. You've got to look at how fast-paced the Prem is compared to football back then. This current City team with better tactics and faster pace of the way they play football. I agree on that sense, that I don't think that this Manchester United side would, like, if you was to put the 99 winning side in the Premier League today, I would honestly say that they probably just scrape top four. And I will say that with chest. I will say that with confidence. But that's not what the consideration is. It's saying that who is better, who's having a better season. So comparison-wise, it's like comparing, I don't know, Lionel Messi to Pele. Like, Pele it will probably go down as one of the greatest footballers of all time. But Lionel Messi is the GOAT. Lionel Messi has done it in Europe. The whole rumour with Pele was that he never did it in Europe. So does that make Pele not a GOAT almost? So for me, I feel like it's a lot of... It's hard to say because football has changed a lot since the 1999 because it was pretty much Brexit football, 4-4-2, and Manchester United and Arsenal pretty much dominated the Premier League. And then a few years later, Jose Mourinho got involved with Chelsea. And that's when football started to change. Football started to change, really, with the 4-3-3, the kind of like the way Man City play, was kind of around the 2007, 2008 mark. You saw it with Pep Guardiola when he was at Barcelona. So, for me, I feel like that is quite hard to actually compare these teams. But at the end of the day as well, let's just read at least a comment. Walks out of a game against any team in the 99s, smashing each game with over 5 goals. If that's your opinion, pal, that's your opinion. I know you're a Rangers fan and you might be bitter that Celtic are better, but I'm joking, pal. I do prefer Rangers over Celtic. Simon, that's why it's hard to make comparisons between the two. It is a difficult comparison to make. But at the end of the day, we are here, and this is what the premise of the video is. But the question is what I have to ask you guys, is that, thank you for everyone tuning in, by the way. Make sure you leave a like on the stream and subscribe if you're new. But are Manchester United treble winning sides disrespected is the question I have to ask you guys. Because for me, I feel like they are. Because the fact that the Centurions, Manchester City side are talked about over them, this Liverpool side under Jurgen Klopp, Arsenal Invincibles, Jose Mourinho's Chelsea side, all these teams are talked about, and and compared to the 99 side. Yes, City Centurions, no one's ever accumulated 100 points in the Premier League before. And that was a very special moment for Man City, and that's a part of their history. It's not a lot of history. It's like opening my year 7 history book. Like, it's literally just me talking about Hitler or something. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not, there's not a lot of history with Man City yet, but they are going to have a lot of history probably in the next 10 to 20 years. I hate it when I'm walking down the streets and I see kids in City shirts and I'm just like, that parent is not raising their kid right. But the reason I'm a United fan is because when I was born, Manchester United were the thriving team. And United were the dominant team, and I chose a team because of my granddad. My granddad's one of the biggest Manchester United fans I've ever met in my life. But with me, that's what's going to happen with Man City now, because Man City the more dominant side. Them kids are going to see Man City just rise to glory, and they're going to want to support that team. So for me, I personally feel like I understand why Man City are becoming a much bigger side, but again, I'm a Manchester United fan. It's always painful to see that you're great and that a part of your history, which no club has ever done before in English football, is compared to these frauds. And I am going to say that these other teams are frauds, despite whether you think they're brilliant or not. For me, I feel like the treble winning side will go down as the best side of all time. And because I feel like as well that even if Man City do win the treble this season, I still put that Manchester United treble winning side over the Man City side, is because Man United had way more competition throughout that Champions League. Man City, realistically, who do they have to actually beat? Because I personally feel like once they beat Real Madrid, or if they beat Real Madrid tomorrow night, I personally feel like that they're going to absolutely annihilate either AC Milan or Inter Milan, whoever's in the final. And that's what I'm going to say, because I feel like that the final is the semi-final. And you might be like, what is this guy on about? But Man City and Real Madrid tomorrow night is the final, in my opinion. And whoever wins that tie is the winner of the Champions League of the year 22 to 23 season. That's just my opinion, though. So, Lee as well. Everyone is a nostalgia act. This team was the first to win a treble. Doesn't mean they're the best. That's your opinion, pal. I mean, that's your opinion. I'm pretty sure you probably would have said if Rangers won the Europa League the other season, that they were the best Scottish side you'll ever see. But I'm pretty sure a retired Manchester United manager, probably, what was it with Aberdeen that Sir Alex won the European trophy with and beat Real Madrid in the final. So, Lee, I love you, mate, but, I feel like you also hate Manchester United at the same time. But for me, I personally feel like with the treble winning side, they have to go down as the best. And it's not about that which team would win, because no doubt Pep Guardiola's side will probably beat Manchester United. That's probably what will happen. It's been proven over the last 5-10 years of Pep Guardiola in charge of Man City. Pep Guardiola is a special manager, and he's done great things with Man City. And Lee as well also saying, could I say the same about City being better than United? Then no. This is why you guys are making this big noise about a United past team when you was good. I'll accept that comment, because at the end of the day, United fans will always hold on to the treble winning side, because realistically, we've been shite for years. Like under Eric Ten Hag, this is where we can now say that the rebuild is starting to happen. Manchester United are starting to progress again. And I think that once the Glazers do sell the club, Manchester United will progress even further. But right now, yes, United fans will cling on to the treble winning side, because we're the only team that's ever done it before. And I'm pretty sure that Fergie will still go down as a better manager than Pep Guardiola, despite Pep Guardiola winning much more trophies than Fergie has in the time frame Pep Guardiola has been at Man City. But for me, I personally feel with Lee as well, also saying that I'm not saying Fergie isn't better than Pep, because Fergie did get with smaller teams. Pep has jumped to big club. And yes, that's another perfect example. Pep Guardiola has been to a lot of gigantic clubs. He's been to, obviously, Barcelona with Lionel Messi and the Suarez and Neymar, that prime Barcelona side that everyone feared. He went to Bayern Munich, the German dominant side. And to be fair, it's not just that he's like Pep Guardiola has made these teams big. Barcelona, not so much because they were already a historic club in Spanish football. But Bayern Munich weren't the dominant side of Germany before Pep Guardiola took up. Yes, he won a few Bundesliga titles, but Pep Guardiola made them that dominant German side. So I will give Pep Guardiola respect on that. And I wouldn't consider Man City as a big club, to be honest. No, I will. I will, to be honest. I do think that Pep Guardiola has made City a big team. He's made them a dominant side in the English league, in Europe. So Pep Guardiola, for me, despite him he's not done what Fergie has done. Fergie took a shite Manchester United side and made them champions. He took a shite Aberdeen side and made them champions. Fergie will always go down as a special manager, in my opinion. But again, this is why, for me, this is the issue I had with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Like, think of when Fergie said that David Moyes is going to be the next brilliant manager. Like, look how that's turned out. Like, just because Fergie was a brilliant manager for Manchester United doesn't mean that he knows everything. And I think that if Fergie Fergie turned around and said that Phil Jones was going to be the next greatest centre-back. Like, Fergie got things wrong at times. I mean, you think back to, was it the season after we won the Champions League in 2008? We faced Barcelona the year after in the Champions League final, and he said on a podcast, in an interview by Gary Neville, he turned around and said that he should have put Ji-sung Park to mark Messi, and he didn't do that, and that was a mistake. And he feels like that if he did play Ji-sung Park to mark Messi, we might have actually won that game. So Fergie has admitted that he's made mistakes throughout his career. And I do feel like with Fergie that I'm a young fan, right? I'm only 19 years old. I wasn't even born when the 99 season happened. But from speaking to older Manchester United fans, more experienced Manchester United fans, and actually watching the football clips, I've actually generated my own opinion. And I didn't have to be there to understand what a great side that was. And I do feel like the side is very disrespected, especially in the modern day football. Red Devil Studio, like the vid, guys. Yes, everyone, please like the video. I really appreciate it if you would. United Community Channel, big up, mate. Keep up the good work. The 99 side would find a way to win. And you know what? I'm going to keep that comment there for a second, because the 99 side, and this is what I'm talking about with the competition they had as well. I personally feel like the 99 winning side, they would dig deep and find a way. I mean, think of it, right? We wouldn't even be talking about the 99 winning side if the Bayern Munich manager didn't make the mistake. And the prime mistake was taking off Mateus in the game. He took Mateus off 1-0 up against Manchester United. He was an absolute nightmare for Manchester United players and breaking up that play. What happened? We bring on we bring on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the super sub. Teddy Sheringham also gets the first goal. I mean, everyone knows that perfect quote. And Solskjaer has won it. Everyone knows that quote if you're a Manchester United fan. But people actually sleep on Teddy Sheringham got the first goal for us. Yes, Solskjaer got the winning goal, but Teddy Sheringham kick-started that off by getting the first goal, which ended up being the equaliser. So I feel like that this is also why the United side is very disrespected on. And yes, Pep Guardiola's Man City side right now is probably, you could argue, the best team in the world currently. But at the end of the day, I personally feel like that the Man United 99 winning side is very disrespected. But yes, thank you, pal, for that comment. I read also Pep without money flops. Now, again, that's a massive like theory and a rumor, whatever you want to call it. But for me, I personally feel like that the way football's gone now, you need money to become a successful side. And that's a frustrating thing about football. I mean, I spoke to my granddad the other day, and he still turns around and says he'd rather Sir Jim Ratcliffe over the Qataris. So I asked him why, and he turned around and said that he doesn't want a state owning Manchester United. He'd rather a guy that's a local lad who's a billionaire and knows what the football club actually means. And I turned around to him and said to him, not one, the Qataris are also Manchester United fans. They've been seen at Manchester United at Old Trafford a few times now. And two, the way football's going, you either join them being the richest clubs in the world, or you get left behind and you get top four constantly and you don't win your titles. And I understand, right, that the reason why, for me, I called out the Super League, like I wasn't making YouTube at that point, I wasn't doing content, but for me, the whole Super League thing, the reason I don't want it is that the Premier League is already the Super League. And I'm going to say that because I honestly think if you look at the top 10 of the Premier League right now, we'll get over the top 10 right now of the current Premier League side and the current Premier League table. 1 second, let me just grab it up. Where is it? So we have the top 10, right, of Man City, Arsenal, Newcastle, Man United, Liverpool, Brighton, Tottenham, Aston Villa, Brentford and Fulham. Okay? I feel like if you put any of them top 10 players this season in any other league, whether it's Serie A, the French league, La Liga, the Portuguese league, any league in Europe, I can guarantee that any of them teams, if they got moved to that league, they would either be title contenders or definitely secured in the top four. And I could honestly say that probably Man City, Arsenal, Newcastle, Man United and Liverpool would all win the titles, in my opinion. But Brighton, Tottenham, Aston Villa, Brentford and Fulham, I can guarantee you they would get top four in any other league. And that's just my opinion, but that's because the Premier League has produced these amazing sides. And for me, this is why the Premier League is the Super League. So this is why I don't want to see us play Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, Inter Milan, PSG every single week. Because I'd rather go and watch Manchester United play Brighton and lose 1-0 in the 97th minute due to a shit penalty that fucking Luke Shaw did. Like, I will never get over that. But I would rather watch Man United, my team, travel to rainy Brighton, where you've seen Seagulls shit on Eric Ten Hag, and you just see like that's the proper game of football. And that's what makes the Champions League special, because you get to go against these gigantic clubs. You get to go against your Real Madrids. You get to go against your PSGs. And that's what makes the Champions League special. But because the likes of La Liga, PSG and Serie A have all messed up their leagues with the financial purposes, they then cried out for help, saying, oh, we need more money. So who do we need? We need the Premier League. We need the best clubs from the Premier League to actually generate more revenue. And they completely shit the bed because they knew that Premier League sides wouldn't actually accept that purpose. But anyway, I've gone completely off topic. Now, I'm going to do my own combined 11 for the current Man City side and the Manchester United 1999 treble winning side. So let me know in the comments as well what your combined 11s would be. But right now, let me quickly get the lineup again. So for me, I personally feel like Peter Schmeichel is the best goalkeeper. I do think he's better than Ederson, despite Ederson being the more modern-day goalkeeper that he can actually kick a football and he's good at the distribution, he's good at coming for crosses. Peter Schmeichel was special for me, and Peter Schmeichel will go down as probably one of the greatest goalkeepers that's ever been seen in the Premier League. Right back, I will go for Gary Neville, not Kyle Walker, not Rico Lewis. I will go for Gary Neville. Centre backs, I will go for Ruben Diaz and Jaap Stam. I do think that they were absolutely brilliant. And left back, I am going to go for Dennis Irwin. Midfield, I'm giving it all United players. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to say this now. I'm going to go for David Beckham on the right-hand side. I'm going to go for Ryan Giggs on the left-hand side. I'm going for Paul Scholes. And I'm going for Kevin De Bruyne. Roy Keane does not make my combined 11. Now, I don't care if I get selected. This is just my opinion. Roy Keane will go down as the greatest captain we'll ever see. And for me, I personally feel like Roy Keane is actually disrespected on himself, that he was just this amazing captain and not a very good footballer who just injured people all the time. That was not the case. Roy Keane was an amazing footballer. But for me, Kevin De Bruyne does get in that side over Roy Keane. That is just my opinion. I personally feel like the reason Gary Neville and the reason Jamie Carragher put Roy Keane over Paul Scholes is because they're shit scared of what Roy Keane would say to them because they work with him every single week. And the strikers, I am going to go for... This is an hard one. Obviously, we've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Teddy Sheringham, Dwight York and Andy Cole. I'm going to go for Andy Cole. And I personally feel like that Andy Cole and Erling Haaland are going to be my strikers. That is exactly what I would go for. So my total combined 11, this is what it consists of. And it is going to be Peter Schmeichel in net, Gary Neville as the right back, Jaap Stam and Ruben Diaz as the centre halves, Dennis Irwin as the left back. You've got David Beckham and Ryan Giggs as the wingers. You've got Kevin De Bruyne and Paul Scholes as the as the midfielders, and Andy Cole and Erling Haaland are the two strikers. We are going to play in Fergie's 4-4-2, but that is my opinion, and you can't change it. Like, if you wanted to go for balance, I would put in Roy Keane and Kevin De Bruyne, because I do feel like that squad is actually lacking a proper leader in Roy Keane and a proper captain. Yes, you could say that Gary Neville was captain material. You could say that Kevin De Bruyne's captain material. But for me, I feel like I know that Paul Scholes was a better player than Roy Keane, so that's why Paul Scholes makes the team. But if you're going for balance, I do put in Roy Keane over Paul Scholes and Kevin De Bruyne over Kevin De Bruyne as well. But that's just my opinion, and I might be completely slandered by tomorrow. I'll probably be cancelled because people will be like, this 19-year-old doesn't know what he's talking about. Plastic fan doesn't know the proper club about a history. Fuck you, is what I have to say to that, to be honest. I don't really care. This is my channel. It's my opinion. You're entitled to yours. I'm entitled to mine. And that's what Manchester United is all about. That's what football is all about. And that's what Red Devils TV is all about. So anyway, everyone, thank you for watching. If you have made it this far into the stream, I really appreciate it. For everyone that's tuned in tonight, thank you everyone for their comments. And if you're new to the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and share this video on Facebook, on Twitter, whatever forms of social media that you're on. Remember to like the stream as well, trying to get the likes up and trying to actually up the algorithm, because I do feel like YouTube know, because I'm going to be the best Manchester United fan content creator in the world, they kind of hide my content and they don't want everyone to see it. So make sure you leave a massive thumbs up on the video. Make sure you subscribe if you want, and share this video with your friends. Anyway, how are you doing? Roy Keane is the greatest football and captain. Mum, thank you for commenting. And Lee, love you, little Dan. Love you too, pal. I can't wait to smash you at FIFA next time I see you. Anyway, guys, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you all very, very soon. But yes, thank you for everyone who is tuned in tonight. And yes, I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow night will be the stream. I'm not sure if it's going to be either the preview for the Bournemouth game at the weekend, or it's going to be a video I've not decided on doing yet. So make sure you stay tuned. 7:30 p.m. live every night for live streams. Make sure you tune in, and I'll see you all very, very soon. But